Okay, in this video, I want to walk you through the process of submitting and checking on student test status request. And what that is there may be times in the test when a situation arises that you need to um, interact with the state to let them know something has happened with the test, and we either need to reopen the test, we need to reset the test, we need to invalidate the test. And what I'm talking about is the section in the TIDE or AIR system. You're going to see the test administration manual, and I've got that up on another tab here. And if you look at page 34, section 8.3, this describes what indicates a test status request. So what you're going to need to do is look at the table that's on the following page to indicate what we need to do. So for example, um, if we need to allow a student to sign back into a test that has been submitted, we have to submit something called a reopen a test. Um, there might be a scenario where we have a student start the test over by removing all responses. We may need to submit a reset, or we may need to do something called an invalidation if a student takes the wrong test by mistake. And we can also restore a test. And so you're going to want to use the table and the information on page 34 and 35 of the test administration manual. So let me now go back into the TIDE system, and I'm going to show you where to submit those requests at. And we're dealing with now the green section of TIDE, and you're going to see an option that says Test Status Request. And if I choose this drop down, we can either create a request or we can view a request. So let's go ahead and view a request that I submitted previously, or we can create a request. Let's go ahead and go into the create. Sorry about that. And what you're going to see is there is an option where you need to invalidate, reset, restore a test, etc. So we're going to choose reset a test, and you can search by SSID. And I've got an SSID I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to click search. And what you're going to see on this screen is the student and all of the tests that they have taken. Now, in this case, we're looking at an OLPA test, but this could be an ELA or a math test. And all we have to do is check the box next to the particular test we need to do. And then we are going to create by clicking create. And it's going to ask us to put a description or information in about why we are submitting this request. So you're going to want to be as detailed as you can. That helps the state either approve or reject the request. And I'm not going to submit this because this is actually a real student's test. I'm going to cancel that. Okay, so this is where you submit the test status request. And if you need to view request, I'm going to go back and test status request, and I'm going to click view request. And you can say I want to look at all test resets, and I can look at the request, whether it's processed, rejected, whatever. I can select them all. And we are going to filter by SSID and search for this particular student again. And you will see in this case we had one request for this student to reset. And you can see right here the request status is rejected. And there's a little note here. So if I click on this note, you will see the information that the state provided as to why they rejected that particular test. And so this is how you either submit and or check test status request.